There is a mysterious group of gamers who are very strong. They even become the greatest gamers in the world. They are nicknamed as Kohaku. They are named Sora and Shiro. One day they are challenged to a chess match. Shiro thinks if she can win easily, but apparently the opponent is very strong. Luckily they managed to win. Suddenly they were transported to another world. Apparently they defeated the god in that world named Ted, and now they are in a world where everything is determined by a game. Even criminals have to play games to steal, and they are now in a Elkia kingdom. In the kingdom there is a new king election, and the position of the king is determined by the game. Sora and Shiro try to find some information. Sora challenges a woman to play a game. Even Sora dares to risk everything in the game. They will play cards. The woman is very optimistic that she can win, but Sora is able to win easily, because he cheated. It turns out that they can cheat if they don't get caught. They saw the princess of the kingdom of Elkia named Stephanie Dola having a match with Kurami. Sora tried to give advice, but Stephanie still lost. The next day, Stephanie came to Sora's place. She came to ask Sora for help, but Sora didn't want to help. He challenged Stephanie to a game. Sora challenged to play rock paper scissors. He managed to win easily, and he asked Stephanie to fall in love to him. Sora and Shiro also said that they would help Stephanie to save the kingdom of Elkia. Because of that, Stephanie was very happy. Stephanie also explained some information about this world. She said that the inhabitants of Elkia kingdom are of the Amanati race, and there are 16 kingdoms in this world, but the Elkia kingdom was the weakest kingdom. A few hours later Shiro managed to learn Amanati's language and writing. Stephanie was very surprised to see Shiro, who was very genius. Then she took them to meet Kurami. Shiro and Sora challenged Kurami to play a game, to fight for the position of the king of Elkia. But before the match started, Shiro and Sora leaked Kurami's secret. They said that Kurami was cheating, because she used elves to help her, but Kurami pretended not to know about it. The game finally starts. They will have a chess match. Shiro will play this game, because she is better at playing chess. At first Shiro is superior, but suddenly Kurami behaves strangely, which makes the chess pieces abnormal. She thinks if she will win easily, but Sora realized Kurami's cheating. He helped Shiro. It turned out that the chess piece was alive. That's why he tried to provoke the chess piece, and he finally managed to beat the Kurami. And now Sora was chosen to be the king of Elkia, but he didn't agree, because they both wanted to become king of Elkia. But the king's advisor said that only one person became king, so Sora and Shiro played a game to determine the king's position. After playing for a long time, they were tied. Sora finally realized that there could be more than one king, so now Sora and Shiro are kings of the kingdom of Elkia. They promised to make the Elkia kingdom better. Sora also gave words of motivation to make the residents of Elkia more enthusiastic. He also promised to seize the territory of Elkia that had been taken by another kingdom. Stephanie was very surprised to hear that, because she thought that the Elkia kingdom might not be able to defeat other kingdoms. Because the residents of other kingdoms have magic, while the residents of the Elkia kingdom don't have magic, but Sora and Shiro are very confident that they can win. Ted suddenly appears in their place. He says if he is the god who brought them to this world, he also hopes to return to playing the game against Kohaku after they defeat all the kingdoms in the world. The next day Stephanie was angry with Sora, because they didn't do the king's duty. Stephanie challenged them to play cards. She also had prepared a cheat trick to beat Sora, but Sora won easily because he had found out if Stephanie cheated. Stephanie was very sad. That's why she challenged Sora and Shiro to play many games, but she always lost. Stephanie really hoped that if they could help the kingdom of Elkia. It turned out that Sora and Shiro had plans to defeat all the other kingdoms, but Sora said that if they had trouble getting information because in the Elkia kingdom didn't have a library, Stephanie said that her grandfather had risked the library for fought with other kingdoms, but they lost. She also said that now the library is controlled by a rank 6 kingdom called Flugel. That's why Sora and Shiro want to beat them. In the library, they meet a woman named Jabril. Sora immediately says if he wants this library. Jabril realizes that Sora wants to challenge her to play a game, but she underestimates Sora because he has nothing to bet. Sora offers a smartphone containing 4,000 of books from another world. Because of that, Jabril agreed to play against Sora and Shiro, because she was very confident that she could win against Amanati. They will play a tangible chain word, which will allow them to realize the word they say, and if they don't answer within 30 seconds they will lose. The game started. Suddenly Sora set a hydrogen bomb. Jabril was very surprised because she had never seen it. Then Sora used simple words to make Jabril off guard. After that Sora and Shiro showed modern knowledge, and they managed to beat Jabril. It turned out to be Sora had realized their victory before the match started. And now the library belongs to Elkia, and Jabril decides to become Shiro and Sora's servant. The next day Shiro and Sora asked Jibril about the Warbeast clan, because they heard rumors that the residents of the Warbeast clan were humans with animal ears, and also they intended to defeat the Warbeasts. Jibril said that it was impossible for them to defeat Warbeasts, because Warbeasts have a tool to erase reminders which makes one unable to remember the game played against Warbeasts. Even Warbeasts can read other people's minds, but Sora said if Kohaku is impossible to lose. Jibril also said that if no kingdom dared to challenge Warbeasts, even in the last 10 years only Elkia dared to challenge them, which made Elkia always lose, and lost half of her territory. Then Stephanie showed a secret key belonging to the previous king. It turned out that the previous king of Elkia had prepared a plan to defeat the Warbeast. A few days later they went to the Eastern Federation, which is a Warbeast territory. There they saw a lot of animal-eared humans. They also met representatives of the Warbeasts named Izuna and Ino. Sora investigates the secrets of the Warbeast tribe. Sora realizes that the Warbeast tribe actually can't read minds, they can only guess the thoughts of others with their animal instincts. Sora also realizes many lies that Warbeasts do. So Sora and Shiro officially challenged the Warbeasts by risking all of Elkia's territory. If they won, the Warbeasts had to return all of Elkia's territory that they had taken. Everyone in the place was shocked by what Sora did. Stephanie was very angry when they risked the whole Elkia territory. Sora was very confident that he could win, but Sora was acting strange. He said that he really believed in Shiro, but suddenly Sora disappeared. And everyone can't remember about Sora, even Stephanie and Jibril don't know Sora. Because of that Shiro gets very confused. Stephanie and Jibril think if Shiro is acting strange, but Shiro really believes that Sora really exists. That's why she tries to find Sora. It turned out that Sora was playing a game together with Kurami and the elves. Kurami was angry that Sora was risking Elkia's territory, and they were now having a chess match, but Shiro was transferred to a different dimension. Because of that she couldn't see Sora. Moving to Shiro's place, she saw a strange chess piece. He felt that if the chess piece was related to Sora, that's why she finished the chess game, and Sora finally reappeared. They managed to win against the Kurami and the elves. And now that Sora and Shiro are teaming up with Kurami and the elves to strategize against the Warbeasts, they will use the power of the elves to find the Warbeasts' weaknesses. A few hours later the entire population of the Elkia kingdom was very angry because they knew that Sora and Shiro were risking the entire Elkia kingdom, but they didn't care about it. They went straight to the Warbeast territory to compete. They arrived at the Warbeast place. They would play like a VR game on Earth. The game finally started. Sora and Shiro were very surprised to see a world that was very similar to Japan. In this game, they will play gunfire. They will fight against NPC and Izuna. If someone gets shot, then they will become subordinate to the person who shot them. This time shown, Kurami and the elves were investigating the Warbeast's fraud. The game starts. Sora, Shiro, Stephanie and Jibril split up to find Izuna. Shiro meets Izuna, and they fight. Shiro is stronger, because she is the world champion of FPS games, but Izuna manages to dodge all of Shiro's shots. Kurami and the elves who saw that realized that Izuna was cheating, because she used a cheat that allowed her to see the future. It turned out that Izuna got the information of his opponent's movement from Ino. This fight was very fierce. They fought until the night. Suddenly Izuna managed to shoot Shiro, and now Shiro became Izuna's subordinate. Because of that Shiro fought with Sora and Jibril. Sora almost lost against Shiro. Izuna thought if she would win this game. Suddenly Shiro shot Izuna. It turned out that Shiro was only pretending to lose, to catch Izuna off guard. Izuna used her secret power that made her very strong, and she finally managed to defeat Shiro and Sora, but suddenly she was shot in the back by Stephanie. It turned out that as a trap set by Shiro and Sora to defeat Izuna, the kingdom of Elkia finally won the game and they managed to get their territory back. The entire population of Elkia was very happy. The next day, a priest named Miko came to their place. She was a high-ranking member of the Eastern Federation. She realized that if Sora used the elves to leak information about the Warbeast's power if they lost the game, therefore she would take revenge on Elkia. But Sora said if he wanted to play the game right now, he invited to play a coin toss. He would bet the whole Elkia territory and Miko bet the Warbeast territory. The game finally starts. Miko uses her power to let her know which side of the coin will fall. She guesses the back side of the coin. But suddenly the coin stands up. Because it's a tie match, it turns out that this is Sora's plan. He wants to make a deal so that the Warbeast tribe becomes the inhabitants of the Elkia kingdom, so that they could fight against other kingdoms, and finally the Elkia Federation was born. And now Sora plans to defeat all the kingdoms in the world, so he can fight back against Ted. Thanks for watching this video.